Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are here, man. It is not the NBA on NBC. It is not even the NBA on ESPN currently airing right now, and Indiana's up by 3. It is the weekly One Piece chapter reaction, man. Let's flip and go, y'all. Hold on. Where we at? 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 Man, I have not used this thing in so long. Wrong one. Wrong one. Here. Wrong one. Hold on. Hold on. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is so good to see y'all once again, man. It has been a minute, ladies and gentlemen. It is so good to see everyone, man. It's been a wild last few weeks, and I'm just so glad to be back here on YouTube to be able to and not only read what's incoming, but just to be able to spend time with y'all, man. I've been really, really excited for this one, coming off of what was such a dope chapter last time. So I'm super excited for this. Just two quick things before we get started here today. First thing is, the reason why last time I said we were going to be having a potential birthday chapter is because the plan was to start from like this chapter onwards, permanently moving the reactions over to Friday, because I'm about to be starting a new job soon. By the grace of God, a tremendous opportunity has been presented for me, and I'm going to be moving into a brand new position. And so because of that, I'm going to have to move the reactions over to Friday instead of them being on Thursday. I'll talk a little bit more about this as we get closer to the date. But that has been pushed until around mid-November. So we will still be here for the Thursday reactions until then. But after that point, they will be Friday chapter reactions. So I was expecting that to happen already. So so that's all. Yeah, next one's gonna be a birthday chapter because your boy is turning Unk status on Saturday. So it's gonna be a crazy time. But it's just been it's been crazy. You know, on the precipice of turning into a new decade here. It's been a lot of reflection, and a lot of that time has been spent obviously looking back on the memories that we made here on the channel, and it's been crazy, man. And so, as always, I appreciate anybody who's been a part of this journey, and so excited for the future moving forward. But like I said, we will talk more about that as the closer we get to that date when everything's going to change for the channel. From that point forward. Whoa! We got memberships up the wazoo! Up the wazoo! JD Double Dubs! JD Double Dubs! First and foremost, can y'all hear me? I just realized I released a spiel there. I don't even know if y'all can hear me. Yo! JD Double Dubs! Coming in! Coming in like Emu did last chapter. And dropped consecutively, like Oda's been dropping peak, 10 gifted, 20 gifted, and then 50 gifted. JD Double Dubs. This man's the CEO of a company. Straight up coming in with 3 back-to-back bangers, and they progressively got crazier. He's inspired by Oda. He's inspired by Oda, man. Holy sweet mother of Flagnarts. Yo, Super, much love, man. Much love. Appreciate you. Thank you, Barim. Thank you. But man, yo, JD Double Dubs. I gotta clap it up for you, man. Holy sweet mother of Flagnarts. Yo, I love JD Double Dubs. Anybody who didn't get a membership off that, as always, I apologize, because that's 80 gifted membership to start the stream, bro. Holy Flagnarts. So, all love, once again, to not only JD Double Dubs, but to the individuals who got memberships based on that. So, man, I don't know what to say, JD Double Dubs. He got me off guard. Thank you, Akash Panda, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, Vortex. Much love. To Joaquin, all love, man. Yes, Sand Nebula, man. We gotta get the bag. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get the bag. More important than the bag for me, Sand Nebula, when making the decision ultimately, was securing the future. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is, obviously, in terms of the benefits packages and things of that nature. But it was more so about time, right? Like, what I wanted to have was like a job that allowed me the opportunity to be able to do what I love to do at nighttime, right? While having a good time, obviously, when I have a good time, coworkers, with doing what I got to do in the morning. But when I come home at night, I'm trying to write books. I'm trying to make videos. You feel me? So I wanted to be afforded that opportunity, and so whenever this opportunity presented itself, and it's going to give me the opportunity to be able to not only do what I have to do at nighttime, on most days. Like I said, we'll have to see how the schedule goes from that point on. But it'll be weekends free as well, so I have an opportunity to spend time with the family and things like that. So it was just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And the bag, you know, sometimes the bag comes in. Then you gotta say yes. Whoa! Sweet mother of Flagnarts, speaking of, the Godo say. Bro, we have 133 people watching this stream, and I think we have more memberships gifted than people watching the stream. I don't know if that's true, because YouTube and Twitch have updated their things. Now they only count the individuals who are like interacting with the chat, which is very strange. I'm not sure why they made an update like that. But on YouTube and Twitch, if you're not like interacting, it doesn't count as a viewer now, which is very, very strange. But regardless, 140 new members to start the stream. That's nuts, man. So I just talked about JD Double Dubs coming in like Emu. And Ali G just dropped in like the Gorosei are in the anime right now. And it comes in with what feels like weekly 50. 50, man. Do you know what that is? That's Ichiro Oda consistency, son. Ichiro Oda consistency. I just saw that JD Double Dubs said Beyond Peak chapter. Oh, man. Bro, I'm not ready for Beyond Peak, bro. I can barely handle Peak. Man. You know, there's a manga I really love called The Climber. I'm not sure if y'all have read it. It's a wonderful, wonderful series. And it's about climbing mountains and making it all the way. More so emphasizing the journey and the character work that it takes to be able to climb a mountain like that, right? And so it's a really, really beautiful series. But what I'm getting to with this comparison is, you have an individual who's like working so hard to be able to make it to the peak here, and then any time that you make it to the peak of anything, there's always another peak to be able to conquer. And so it's it feels like we've been in that, you know what I'm saying, in Final Saga Oda, where it's just like we've been in nothing but heat, nothing but gas, and nothing but greatness, and now we have to climb a new mountain. Is it 50 more? 10 more, bro? What are y'all doing? Relax. Take it easy, man. This ain't a credit union. I'm not sponsored by a credit union, man. Relax. Relax. Holy flagnards. You're gonna have the Gordo say at my doorstep. You're gonna have Emu at my house. And he already is. Y'all already know we get some spooky stuff that happens in this house, man. I mean, I saw Adrian in the chat earlier. My cousin, he knows. We got some haunted stuff that's happened in this household, brother, and it's all thanks to Emu. So we don't need any more Gorosei up in here, man. But on a serious note, who just came in and dropped a 50 like that again? What is wrong with y'all? Joaquin, another member of the Gorosei, comes in and drops 50 gifted. So we got Ali G dropping 50. We got, let me see, Lexi D's Sunflower. Shout out to Lexi D's Sunflower, who gives 10 memberships to the channel. All love to you, Lexi D's Sunflower. Thank you so much. And then Joaquin comes in on top of JD Double Dubs, who gifted like 80. Y'all are nuts. Stop. Stop, man. This isn't a credit union. Y'all gonna have, I'm gonna be in trouble when I'm gonna file my taxes. And then, brother, what happened on October 23rd? So, I don't know, man. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? But on a serious note, to all the individuals I just said, JD Double Dubs, Ali G, Lexi the Sunflower, and Joaquin, y'all are real ones. All love to each and every single one of y'all. Y'all drop down like the Gorosei. Y'all drop down like the Gorosei for real. So I really, really do appreciate y'all, man. Holy sweet motherfucker. For everybody who did not get a membership, like I said, we have more memberships than viewers right now, I think. We're at 190 new members, and we got 150 people watching. So if you didn't get a membership off of this, then number one, your RNG, it needs a little work. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you used up all your luck playing a gacha game, but other than that, so something ain't right, man. YouTube is screwing some of y'all over if you don't have a gifted membership right now, because that's crazy. That is crazy. But like I said, man, all love to the squad, man. Flagnards. What does this chapter have in store, bro? I mean, I knew we were gonna be in for some greatness coming off of last chapter, but my God, y'all came in crazy, man. All right, let's officially go down the list here. Flipping God hands of finance, bro. Coming down. All right, so we start off. True Roofers came in with a super chat and he said something. To add context to the lore, True Roofers has never said anything while leaving a super. True Roofers just normally drops 99 cents and dips. Never to be heard from again. True Roofers dropped not just 99 cents, $1.99, and says peak fiction. That's crazier than an Oda note. That's crazier than Oda going over to Jump Festa being like, this guy's gonna fight that person and that person's gonna fight this person, and yo, that's crazy upscale. True Roofer said something. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's actually nuts, bro. I lived long enough to see True Roofers say something. Oh my goodness, dude. It says peak fiction, man. I'm actually shook. Yo, for real, Ali G, like, we were all here for the lore. All here for the lore, man. That is nuts. True Roofer says peak fiction. Josh Pointer. So we got the combo here of the crazy gifted memberships, True Roofers, and the Josh Pointer all caps that comes in with the 10. OMG, there is no way that just happened. And I just talked about Oda with his messages and Jump Festa, man. That and this and the year of this person and that person, you know what I'm saying? OMG, there is no way that just happened in this chapter. God Valley, what a place you are. Ain't that the truth? This will be a long stream. Also, I'm about to replay the Metal Gear series. Wish me luck. Yo, man, all love to you. That is a wonderful, wonderful series. And one that's way worth the replay. I honestly say that Metal Gear gets better with every replay. Especially Metal Gear Solid 2. I feel like Metal Gear Solid 2 in 2025 may be one of the most important video games ever released. And that's coming from somebody that MGS3 is my favorite game in the franchise. But MGS2, in terms of like what the planet Earth is going through right now, Metal Gear Solid 2 may be the most, like, there's no game I would recommend replaying more than that one in 2025 because of how insanely lore accurate MGS2 ended up being, man. Way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time. Wonderful franchise, an all-time favorite. So I'm really happy that you're replaying it, Josh Pointer, and I hope you have a lot of fun, first and foremost, above all things. But yeah, man, so excited to see what God Valley has cooking. I was just talking, shout out to my boy Laz. I thank God I was able to make it home. Boy, Vortex in the chat, right? Hey, Vortex, bro! We would... I'll take the high road. I'll take the high road. I was about to say glory, glory, united, which I will. But I'll take the high road. I'll take the high road. I will take the high road today. And, because, y'all are in a slump, just like we were in a slump for the past, 5 years, so I won't go too far. But what I will say is, coming off of that, I went over to my boy Laz's channel, shout out to Commodore Laz, and we had an awesome discussion on Sunday. Me, him, Dak, and Kev, just talking about God Valley, the flashback, and everything that's been happening, and it just reminded me of all the greatness that's taken place so far, and all the greatness that will take place, man. It's like, man, what an arc. So shout out to Commodore Les. That's my boy right there. But yeah, we had a lot of fun in that discussion. Subra then comes in. Shout out to my boy Subra, yo. As always, all love to my dog Subra for continuing to keep me spoiler free in all of these chapters that are coming. It says comes in membership for 31 months, which is a very long time. Your birthday is special, King, because we got the hypest One Piece chapter ever. Ever? Ever is crazy. But I believe it. Bro, Emu just showed up. Oh my god, Rox and Roger and Garp. I'm gonna put this down. As you already know, all this stuff up here is gone. I had to take it up. For the rest of this flashback, because it just kept falling on me. I was like, I'm just gonna keep it up. I'm keeping it down. I'm keeping it down for the rest of LVAF at this point. But bro, hypest, yo, man. When I think about hypest chapters I have ever experienced in my entire life, and I think about the One Piece chapters that I've had the pleasure of experiencing, I think of Ultimate, which was the bounty chapter. That was nuts. I think about Roger versus Whitebeard. I think about Roof Piece and Gear 5 Piece. And then I think about when Joy Boy's Hockey was unleashed, when flipping Garp came down with Galaxy Impact, when Shanks used Divine Departure, you feel me? And then this year with all the craziness we've gone up to within this flashback. So it's like, man, with the way Oda's cooking, it might just be. It might just be, bro. Because, bro, last chapter had a panel with Kaido, Whitebeard, and Rox ready for Emu to pull up. Emu! Come on, man. I believe it. I believe you. I believe you, Subra. I believe you. Happy early birthday, fam, and hope you have all the water ready. I told my brother, we got... Did I spill a little bit of water already? The stream just started. Bro, this thing is filled all the way to the top. Because last stream we talked for so long, I was like, man, I wish I would have had some water. Let me get a towel, bro. I didn't even notice that I spilled the water. Hold on. Hey, shout out to my boy King of Lightning, man. He got Tao-sama, and I got Toaya-sama, because, you know, I speak Spanish. So, Toaya-sama, which is Tao-sama in I don't even know how you say sama in Spanish, but Mr. Toaya right here. So, King of Lightning got Tao-sama, I got Mr. Toaya right there. So, we got all the water ready. Yeah, you already know, we're water scaling around here, lazy mofos. Let me see. All love to you, Superman, on a serious note. Thank you so much. Bar M then comes membership for 43 months. Almost flipping 4 years, dude. Good Lord, Bar M. If the NBA is back and Oda's out, then we out. That's a factual statement. You know, on a serious note, talking about the NBA, I was so happy when I saw the NBA on NBC's intro and the presentation. I was like, Mike Tirico on commentary. I was like, my goodness, man, my sport. It feels like we're so back, man. You know, and I will always love the NBA. I don't care who covers it. But it's just the nostalgia, because when I obviously being born in the 90s, and the NBA on NBC was like the thing, right? So it was really nostalgic, and it reminded me specifically of the Lakers, of like the Bulls, obviously, with MJ and stuff. But it reminded me a lot of like Kobe and Shaq's Lakers, for sure, and just a lot of great memories. So it was just super dope. And obviously, it's always good to have inside the NBA. I'm so glad that they didn't go away and they're still doing their thing. So it was just, I'm glad the NBA is back. I'm so glad. I feel like everything's just cooking right now. You know, maybe it's because United beat Liverpool. I mean to say it again. I didn't mean to say it again. But you know, I'm smiling. It's a good time. It's been a while, Coach. Time for peak. Bar M, it is good to see you. Seriously, it most certainly is good to see you. I'm so glad that that you were able to stop by for this, what appears to be a momentous occasion, with with the hype fest that y'all have coming in for this pre-stream. So I'm very, very excited for the actual chapter reading experience here in a little bit. But all love to you, Bar M, man. Thank you so much, number 1, for stopping by, number 2, for spitting facts. Because if the NBA is back and Order's out, then we out as well. You know what I'm saying. So super exciting stuff. Thank you so much, Bar M. Photo Baggage then comes up with a 5 and says, this chapter is 2010 to 2011 Derrick Rose. MVP level chapter? We got a generational chapter incoming. Yo, 2010, 2011 Derrick Rose is a generational player, man. We're talking about somebody who was cooking the league when, like, some really, really good players were starting to hit their peaks and their primes. And that man was cooking them. Like, yo, Prime D Rose, you know, it makes me so sad, but he'll always be one of my favorite players. So I'll never forget whenever he had that one game when he was in Minnesota. That brought a tear on my eye, man, because I was like, it's D Rose, bro. It's D Rose. So if this is a 2010-2011 D Rose game, we're about to have a peak chapter incoming. So all love to your Fertile Baggage. JD Double Dubs, it comes in with a 2. JD Double Dubs came in with 80 gifted memberships and now drops a super and says, happy early birthday, Coach. Appreciate you, JD Double Dubs, man. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that. You know, when we're getting to the age that we're getting to, it's more so about reflecting on on what we've got and what we've got coming. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just really excited. I'm just really excited and happy to be a part of this experience, man. So all love to you, JD Double Dubs, in multiple different ways, because you're cooking in the street. But on a serious note, man, all love to you. All love to you. Thank you so much for the kind words. Josh Pointer then says, happy early birthday, Unc. I appreciate you. Birthdays are always great. Absolutely, man. Always goated. And always a good time. But yeah, I appreciate the Unc, because that most certainly is what I'm on to be, both literally and metaphorically. So I appreciate Josh Point. Thank you so much for that. Then Akash Panic comes in with a 5 and says, so you'll also be one of the elders? I mean, You're right. You got me. You know what? But listen, if we're in One Piece years, when do One Piece characters hit their prime? How old is Shanks? Chat, how old is Shanks? 46, 48, that's when you hit your prime. That's when you're prime, man. How old is Shanks? How old is Mihawk? That'll tell me when your prime is. That'll tell me when your prime is. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me when how old is Shanks? He's in his 40s, right? So listen, until I hit my 40s, we ain't elder status. We ain't elder. He's 39. So bro, when I hit 39, from like age 36, like mid 30s to early 50s is prime. In One Piece years? Come on, man. I think Akainu's like early 40s, right? Or like late 40s. That dude is still kicking, man. Oda said Akainu could have captured the One Piece in a year. That means that boy's still in his prime. That's all I know. So if he's still in his prime, all those characters are the One Piece. Bro, we saw a Whitebeard. An old beat up Whitebeard was out here doing his thing at Marineford. We got time, baby. That's all we got is time. That's all we got is time. 50? Yeah, man, listen, if Akainu's 50, then that's then we're still gonna be in our prime at 50. Happy early 30th birthday, Coach. You know what? Scratch that. The chapter's so good. Today is your birthday. That's what I said, Akash Panda. Like, listen, every goated One Piece chapter is Christmas, Thanksgiving, and birthdays all in one. All in one, man. All love to you, Akash Panda. Seriously, thank you so much. And that was a good one. That was a good one. I most certainly. I'm not one of the elders yet, but I'm close. I'm close. And you know, we're not going to talk about my boy Garling with that statement either. Lazy Mofos, that comes membership for 33 months, which is also a very long time. Feliz cumpleaños, tío abuelo. Tío abuelo is insane, bro. My man called me Uncle Grandpa. That was a cartoon, right? Or am I tripping? What? There was a cartoon called Uncle Grandpa, right? That's basically what he called me. Tío abuelo. Enjoying the best-selling manga in history. Here for so many years with your enthusiasm has turned bad days into great weeks. God, man, that's one of the kindest things I've ever heard. Here for so many years with your enthusiasm has turned bad days into great weeks. My God, do y'all know that that Blackbeard, whenever he's like writing something down and it's turning into heat? Yo, that was Lazy Mofos with the pen. With your enthusiasm has turned bad days into great weeks. On a serious note, Lazy Mofos, that touches the soul. That touches the soul, man. That touches the soul. Thank you for being you. No, Lazy Mofos. Thank you for being you, man. I truly appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, as always, for being here. But for the kind words, man, that is beautiful. That is extremely, extremely beautiful. I truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you so much, Lazy Mofos, man. The Tío Abuelo thing is crazy. That is insane. But I love you, man. God, that was really, really kind, man. Then we got the gift memberships that came in through here. Oh man, y'all are insane, bro. You know, the God Hand of Finance, Ali G came in, JD Double Doves came with the memberships. Like I said, Lexi D Sunflower, and then Joaquin right here, back to back with memberships. And then JD Double Doves comes in with a $5 super chat and says, Coach ain't sponsored by a credit union, he's sponsored by us. I just talked about a bar. Can I print that out? Can I print that out and put that on the wall? Coach ain't sponsored, and not even just a credit union, by anyone. But I'm sponsored by y'all, man. That's facts. That's facts, man. That is hard facts. That might be the most factual thing ever said on this channel. You know, the top 3 things that's ever been said on this channel that are like absolute 100% factual is number 1, Guano top 1. You know what? Maybe not even anymore because LBAP is so good and I don't even know if I can say it anymore. Number 2, Gear 5 Peak. And number 3, Coach ain't sponsored by a credit union. He's sponsored by us. That might just be number 1. That might just be the most factual statement that's ever been stated on this channel. ever been seen on this channel. So all love to you, JD Double Dose, man. That is an accurate assessment of the situation. All love to you, JD Double Dose, man. On a serious note, sweet Flagnards. Then we've got Brandon King. Shout out to Brandon King. Members for 14 months, a year and some change. That god of finance credit union, the GOFCU. Y'all are killing me, man. So first we got, I'm sponsored by y'all, and now we have the God of Finance Credit Union, also known as the GOFCU, paying dividends. LMAO. That being said, a year into W Coach, W Streams. Love being here as always. Love having you here, but Brandon King, man. Seriously, I love your mind. I love your brain. I love the way your brain works, Brandon King. So it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by. And adding on to that, I really love this comment. Shout out, you're right. You're absolutely right. The God of Finance Credit Union, that most certainly is paying dividends as usual. I'll love to you, Brandon King. Then we got Riyasat Chowdhury, comes to membership for 1 month, says, hello, Coach. How are you doing? Love your vids. I'm doing great, Riyasat, man. How are you doing on this wonderful night? And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And in terms of loving the videos, that means the world. And I apologize to you and everyone for the lack of them lately. But I've been setting up everything on the other side of things in the last 2 months. So I really, really do appreciate y'all for hanging in with me throughout this drought, or only the streams and have been coming into play. But I really, really do appreciate you, Riyasat, man. Thank you so much. They're going to overtime? Yee. Hey, Indiana's coming to fight, man. They don't got Tyrese, but that's crazy. But all love to you, seriously, Riyasat, man. Thank you so much for stopping by, number one. Number two, truly, truly appreciate you for the kind words as well. All love to you, man. Then we got That Boy Mar, comes in with a 2 and says, not crazy to say that this is the hypest chapter. I'm so ready, man. I'm so ready, bro. I'm so ready, That Boy Mar, man. Inject it. Thank you so much. Definitely looking forward to seeing if that is the case. My boy, Northside with a Z. That is a good brother right there, man. Comes in with a 10. It's a happy birthday, brother. Appreciate. Mine was yesterday. I always remember that ours was in the vicinity. I forgot that it was this close. But yeah, man. So yours was the 22nd. Mine's the 25th. Excuse me. So top 3 chapter of the entire series, without a doubt. Bro, how many times are we gonna say that in 1 year? I feel like I've said that so many times. It's your top 5 chapter in the series. Top 5 chapters in the series. Dang, dude, how many times? Oda, Elbaf, relax. Relax, man. Northside, happy belated birthday. Hope you had a wonderful one, man. And I already see that Oda's blessing us with a crazy, crazy golden chapter for our birthdays, man. So, I love to you, Northside, man. Hope you have a wonderful one to continue being you, my brother, man. Looking forward to talking to you again at some point here in the near future about some greatness, man. It's been too long. But happy birthday, my boy, man. Seriously. And all love to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. That's a wild statement, but I believe you because Elbaf has already been so gassed. So all love to you, man. Thank you so much, Northside. Then we got Subra, comes in with a 40 and says, this chapter is the proof that Marineford is a baby to the final saga. Man, that's a wild statement. It's a wild statement. As somebody who really loves Marineford, that is my baby. Saying that is nuts, but you know what? You're right, man. You know, Final Saga Oda. We're reaching peak. We're reaching peak levels, baby. You know what I'm saying? So all up to you, Superman. Thanks so much for that. Then Presno, my boy Presno, in the pancake hours of the morning. It's got to be like 5:43 where you are, man. All love to you, bro. Says, even I had to return for this. Good evening, all. Presno! That's how I know we're in for some gas. Yo, all love to you, Presno, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Truly, truly appreciate you. Like I said, in the waffle hours of the morning, comes in and delivers a 2. All love to you. That's my boy right there. Shout out to Fresno. Then Andres Gonzalez, a membership for 44 months. Good Lord, it says paying my monthly heavenly tribute. Don't pay that to me. Don't pay that to me, man. I don't collect heavenly tributes. But well, maybe if I become an elder, like Akash Banda said, then maybe then. But on a serious note, Andres Gonzalez, man, thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate you. I think I just moved the camera a bit. Then Caden Hager comes in with membership for 3 months. Says secure the camera the best you can. One panel in particular, I think, will cause the finishing blow. You know, you saying that, my tripod is actually on its last legs. I wish I could show y'all, like, how bad my tripod is right now. Like, I don't know what chapter it was, but it literally ripped off the top part of the thing. It was horrible. I still haven't found the top part either. I think it just got eviscerated. And I'm going to need to buy another tripod soon. And I think after this stream, that's going to be more easily accessible because sweet mother of flag nerds. And then Joaquin, 240 new memberships in a single stream. Joaquin comes in and gives 50 more memberships on top of the other 50 from earlier. 100 memberships, Joaquin. Man. Holy flagnars, man. Yeah, Brandon King was right. The Godhead of Finance Credit Union is going crazy. All love to you, Joaquin, man. Thank you so much for 50. Doubling up on that. Gifted memberships. Sweet mother of flagnards. Man. All love to you, Joaquin, man. Thank you so much. Because this stream has been crazy. Look at that. The flipping green thing is still up for most of these. God. Y'all are crazy. And then, our last super, before we get into this week's chapter, comes in from Subra, who says, with a 40, as the biggest Wano fan, top one is shaking after this chapter. That struck my soul, man. That struck my soul, Subra. That struck my soul. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and put up the poll here. Are we reading the title today? And then while y'all let me know of that, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today. And thankfully I'm able to take off my glasses. I don't know if I can see. It's still swollen. My right eye. My eye's been swollen for about a week and a half. I had an allergic reaction to something, man. I don't know what it was, or a bite or whatever happened. And it caused a reaction. It was after I got sick last time. I was telling you I went to the hospital. And we're all good. Thank God. Everything's actually better than before, thanks to the medications. But after that, man, I don't know what happened to my eye. I was like, bro, what's going on? It's like we're going from one thing to the other thing. In Spanish call it, Juan Pedro. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, so I just got out of one debacle and I'm in another. But I gotta, thank the Lord above for giving me the opportunity to be able to sit in this chair here today, man. On the precipice of Ankh status, to be able to once again be able to proclaim loud and clear for all my neighbors. Oh, the reveal, bro! I wanted to say this in the at the beginning of this week's stream, but I forgot because of the membership craziness that happened, bro. Tell me how I was driving down my road the other day, and my neighbor had a Luffy plushie in the back part of the windshield. When I looked at that thing, I was like, oh, that's why I haven't been evicted. Because y'all know how loud I am, man. And it gets crazy into the wee hours of the night. The boy's been a fan the whole time. So one of these things, I gotta knock on that door and be like, yo, we gotta talk to Peak. But now it makes sense. Why I haven't been evicted. Why I'm still in this house. I was like, bro, it all makes sense. Actually, my neighbor might be one of you. My neighbor might be in this community. My neighbor might be hearing right now and being like, holy shit, motherfucker, has been found out. Yeah, dang right you've been found out, buddy. Because we are sitting here today to read the latest installment in Final Saga Oda in the best-selling manga in history. And I couldn't be more excited, man. Because this one is always, no matter what year it is, the chapter that drops around birthday season is a special chapter. And just based on what everybody's saying, it's going to be a special chapter even without those additional credentials. So I am so excited, coming off of last week's chapter, or 2 weeks ago's chapter, where Emu dropped down with a panel of Dragon Kaido, Whitebeard, and Rocks, ready to throw down, man. So I can't wait to see what's about to pop off and what's already been such a magnificent flashback in our beloved best-selling manga in history, man. I am so excited because we're here to read the one, the only, what's the likelihood that I actually made my neighbors a fan by the last 13 years of me screaming here on YouTube about One Piece? What's the likelihood of that? What's the likelihood? Could you imagine? Yeah, there's this guy who's like always screaming about this at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's like, it's gotta be peak. It's gotta be some good stuff, man. Then become a fan. That's actually nuts. I need to see if somebody's origin story comes from that, man. That'd be crazy. Peace! Let's go, y'all. It is time to read the latest installment. Let me get my stuff here. Somebody said 90%. 100%. It's crazy, yo. It is crazy. So, let's go ahead and pull it up here. Make sure. Next week they have a Xenoblade sword. What does that mean? A Xenoblade sword or Xenoblade stream? There's no way that I'm gonna get to experience a Xenoblade stream. Oh, dude, I still have the stuff up from last chapter that we were talking about. All right, One Piece chapter 1163. Can we read the title? 92%? Yes. All right, man. Akash Panda for your time codes. We're getting ready here to read the chapter. Is once again, all love to my boy Akash Panda for always doing that for us. When did I leave this here? Were we here measuring peak? When in the world? When was I measuring anything in this room? I got a measuring stick. Where in the flying flatters did this come from? I honestly don't remember ever measuring anything in here. I'm gonna have to use it. You know, this is how peak this chapter is about to be, apparently. And we got numbers to boot. You gotta measure peak, Barham. That's right. That's right. I don't know what I was measuring, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it's kind of crazy that this thing was like hidden behind my Bakuman thing right here. I honestly don't remember using it. We're measuring peak fiction, baby. We were measuring peak fiction. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One Piece chapter 1163, titled Promises. Promises. Wow. That's actually a... Oh, promise. Wait, did Eris or Rocks give a promise to each other? Now I'm trying to remember. See, y'all have clouded my memory here. And my memory will be clouded anyway. Did Dragon promise to Shanks' mom? Are there any other promises somewhere? I don't know, man. Promises. That is a fascinating chapter title coming off of last week. And a monkey? And Luffy! Several monkeys! Oh yeah! Because Yamato's thingy ended last chapter. So we've got a couple castles here. Bro, I feel like I haven't seen Luffy in the manga in ages. Ages. This monkey on the bottom, it looks like it has the number 50? 56, because it's a Gomu. Cover request by Toshika Zoo. Luffy parkouring around town with a pack of Japanese macaques? Maquis? How do you say that? Macaques? Maquis? Makus. Macaques. I generally don't know how to say that. Japanese macaques. Macaques. I have no idea. Luffy parkouring around town with a pack of Japanese M's. We'll go with Japanese M's. All right, Japanese M's. I have no idea. Oh, so I did say it right. Macaques. Oh, perfect. See? Your boy. Sometimes you gotta lean on your intuition when it comes to stuff like this, man. My intuition was right. That's called observation hockey, baby. We got it. We got it. So shout out to my boy Luffy, man. It's good to have him within the story again. God knows next time we're gonna see him in the narrative. So it's always nice to see him. Oda's note says, it's hard to find anything quite as exciting as Kiss or Die on Netflix. I've never watched it. Humans, when pushed to their limits, really are incredible. Hey, listen, you can't... Bro, as an author, there's nothing more credible on someone's work than someone else, like another author, or another well-established individual being like, yo, this is heat. This is gas. You gotta go check it out. And so, Ichiro Oda putting a stamp of approval on this thing called Kiss or Die? Yo, the rating's about to go up, man. That's all I know. That's all I know. Might give it a watch myself. So shout out to this series and this final line. Humans, when pushed to their limits, really are incredible. So who knows? Who knows how this thing may inspire Ichiro Oda within his story. But that is Oda's note this week. We start off with Emu immediately. I'm going straight to the black jersey, man. We're going straight to the black jersey. I don't even care. It's Emu. It's rocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Bro, look at this thing. So now we have a closer look at it this week. So it's like Emu. Oh, yeah, we see Saturn's face in the bottom. Because I was wondering, are we even going to see Saturn's face at all? Because last week we just saw the... Is my stream good? Okay, no, we're good. We're good. I was like, wait, what happened to my stream? But bro, so we see Saturn's face right here in the bottom. Definitely looks like the same Saturn from whenever he went full purple in Egghead. Whenever he's like started shooting out venom and going crazy. Where we're at in the anime, basically, in that moment. And then you got Emu on top. So look, the two of them fused together here. This would be one crazy Yu-Gi-Oh card. You know, as someone who loves both Dragon Master Knight, legendary card, by the way. You bring the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon alongside with Bloodluster Soldier, you get Dragon Master Knight. Or the new Dragon Master Magia, which negates everything. That card makes me... Anyway, this is most certainly a Yu-Gi-Oh card. This is 5,000 attack points, 5,000 defense points. Just look at this thing. Goodness gracious. Saint Saturn What is this form? Is this an ability? Get you a back. That would be the first thing I would ask, bro. Is this an ability? A new threat descends. Emu, and then just look at that menacing crown on their head, bro. Emu is such a spooky individual, dog. My goodness. Instant messenger, Sama. We even get to see Emu from behind. Such eyesores. Is that Emu speaking? Why is Emu driving Saturn like Saturn's a Gundam? Like he's in the driver's seat. Like, let's go. Like he's Recon inside of Balabar. Like, I don't know. I have my iPad. I mentioned Recon. This thing almost exploded. I can't believe it. Such eyesores. And we see a whole bunch of individuals. Looks like Emu's playing Pirate Warriors. And then, we just have Emu on top of Saturn. That's such a crazy visual, bro. Just that has Saturn like a Gundam here, like a mech. Goes in. We see one of the thingies, the tentacles, goes out. He says, "What?" And just smacks the flagnards out of the fodder marine. Poor guy never knew it was coming. That the king of the verse, referred to you as an eyesore and killed him immediately. Immediately. Whoa! It's going after the Marines, isn't it, on their side? And then it comes back and pulverizes the other individuals too. Scratch that. Looks like it has it out for all of us. Ain't no discriminating here. Going straight for everyone. Friend, foe, it don't matter. Emu doesn't care. Man, I already thought this. Look at Emu up top, bro. Look at the eyes. Bro, that is a spooky, crazy sight, man. Emu lands and he immediately starts playing Pirate Warriors, staying onto the game theme of this dude's entire ability set. Everyone fall back. Keep your distance. What? Yeah. Attacking is prohibited. Secure the escape route instead. Roger. Roger, bro. Do something about this huge bug with a crown. So we see Roger. Hey, get a hold of yourselves. This pain, it's oddly compelling. This pain it's oddly compelling. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty good lyric. This pain, it's oddly compelling. Right, if you're a songwriter, you write that down. Only reason I'm not writing it down is because we're live and I don't write songs. I write books. But this pain, it's oddly compelling. That's a bar. That's a bar, man. Somebody write that down. What are you babbling about, dummy? Dang it. My crew's been. Gabon, cover these guys. Carry the treasure and get out of here. Not this again. You just don't do anything crazy, okay? He goes in, holds the axe. What is that freaking monster? So Gorp sees it! Gorp's in front of Emu! What is that monster? No idea. Saint Saturn just transformed. Bro, Gorp's in front of Emu, dude! Because I was wondering, is Gorp gonna see Emu? No idea. Saint Saturn just transformed. I just spit all over the screen, bro. Oh my god. One of the five elders. One of the five elders, huh? This is my first time seeing one. What a fitting look for the head of those maggots. Garp! Or as Whitebeard said, Gop. Yo, man. What a fitting look for the head of those maggots. Right in front of him. Not giving a flying flagnard if he hears them. Gop. Vice Admiral, keep it down. Look at... Yo! Yo! Yeah. Yo! Yo! Emo pulled up! Rocks pulled up! We ain't waiting! This ain't Dressrosa pacing! We're throwing down right here, right now! This ain't Punk Hazard anime pacing no more! We turned the page for greatness! Yo! We turned the page! Emu! Rocks! 101! Oh. Emu said, I came back to run the smoke, bro, after Rocks pulled out to the Holy Land! Real shonen, ladies and gentlemen! If it isn't the Rat King! Rat King? Jay! JD Legend? So his Blackbeard agenda? It was always... This is what it was always for. This is what it was always for. Oh my god. He knew. Jay knew. The Rat King. Yo! My boy Jay knew. And if it isn't the Rat King came to kill me in person, Are we still live? Are we still live? Hold on. I just dropped my iPad, but I don't know if the screen's broken. I gotta take it out. Hold on. Dude. Garp and Rocks are in front of Emu, dude. If it isn't the Rat King came to kill me in person, huh? No, the page won't go up. So thou art the one. Davey. What? I can't sit in a chair. I can't sit in a chair, man. I can't sit in a chair. We gotta read this sitting down. We gotta read this sitting down, bro. So thou art the one, Davy Jones. We're getting name drops from the king of the verse. So thou art the one, Davy Jones. My water. Oh, forget it. Who cares? Who cares? So thou art the one, Davy Jones. What does that mean? Huh? So thou art the one, Davy Jones? Afraid you got the wrong guy. I've never even met the man. Does that mean he's still breathing? What does that mean, Chad? Hello? Does that mean that Davy Jones is still breathing? Hold up. So that clearly means, number one, Davy Jones most certainly was the Blackbeard of that era. Undisputed now. Undisputed. Bro, my mind is going in circles. What does that mean, dude? Afraid you got the wrong guy. I've never even met the man. Why is it every time Emu and Rocks are on the page, magic happens? Peak happens. Hey, if it isn't the Rat King came to kill me in person, huh? So thou art the one Davy Jones. Afraid you got the wrong guy. I've never even met the man. That said, I believe promises, the title of the chapter, are meant to be kept. That is precisely why your wretched ilk must be... This is Emu talking. That is... We're gonna see a little bit more of Emu's form. Dude, this dude looks like a wheezing, bro. That is precisely why your wretched ilk must be expunged from the annals of history. So Rock says, that said, even with him never meeting Davy Jones, he believes that promises are meant to be kept. What promise? What promise was left behind from Davy Jones to him? Or to the Davy clan? The same way that Joy Boy left that apology, right, for the individuals that that was left behind after Joy Boy. So, what promise, man? And Emu, I'm going to assume this is him talking about that. That is precisely why your wretched ilk, the wretched individuals of the Davy, must be expunged from the annals of history, similarly to how I believe he must speak on the Buccaneers, right? That is precisely why your wretched ilk must be expunged from the annals of history. Dude. I can't believe what we're getting right now, bro. This feels like even more fan fiction than last chapter. Oh my goodness. Moo's world, third person. Moo's world remains incomplete. The world ain't yours. They clashed. Let's go. Emu and Rocks clash. Rocks cut off Saturn's old tentacle with Emu. Emu says Moo's world goes in with a tentacle, remains incomplete. So that means even after all of these 800 years, Emu remains unsatisfied. There is something that is still a thorn in Emu's side, and we know what that is. The Gomu Gomu that always evaded him. The Nika fruit that he was never able to obtain. As well as the Davy clan, the Buccaneers, who knows what else. Moo's world remains incomplete. It is still imperfect. And Rocks comes in with a clean slash on the tentacle and says, the world ain't yours. The world ain't yours. The world ain't yours, man. Oh, dude, this adds entire new weight to what Pirate King means. Come on, man. can't believe Rocks just... We got an attack from Rocks to Emu. I have now seen Sabo and Rocks launch attacks on Emu. The final saga is nuts. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. Rocks comes in, slashes the tentacle. But how fascinating is this line? I think of whenever Luffy said that the world, that final line before he defeated Kaido, the world, I'm a fraudulent Wano fan, but it's basically about the world being a place where individuals like Tama can eat, right? And I think back to that, and then I think back to this. I mean, Mu's world remains incomplete. Rocks. Man. Rocks, that crazy bastard is going after Saint Saturn. Now, what now, Rear Admiral? Should we provide backup? You're asking a Rear Admiral if he can provide backup with those two monsters? You'd have a better chance of a Vice Admiral doing something in the present day. And that's saying a lot. Because they don't do nothing. Nothing, unless you're the Chin Dude. Or Doll. Or Garp. But wait, asking a Rear Admiral to do something against Rocks. The Flag Nerd's out of here, man. Dang right we should. Garp. Garp. If Garp gets involved too, Vice Admiral Garp. Look at him, bro. He's excited. He's excited. He's excited, bro. Wait, what? Who exactly are you backing up? Bro, he wants to fight the Emu. His insides feel it, man. He knows who his enemy is. What is this chapter? Oh my god. The pirates are taking the treasure. Stop them. Those are world-renowned items. Goes in, shoots. This dude on the right looks like a real sailor. Look at this guy. Looks like Earthquake. Back in like early WWF days. Then you got a dude with a crown on his head and on top. They're just going crazy over here. Things are getting pretty crazy. Glug. How's your transport situation looking? Ready to go, Captain John. This is goodbye then, Rocks Pirates. This fascinates me, considering how much Buggy values like Captain John's treasure. I wonder if it has ties to this, right? To the treasure that he was talking about back in Impel Down. Is it all this that he collected here? This is goodbye then, Rocks Pirates. What's going on? Dragon! What's going on? What was that terrible shriek? Shanks cries. A Navy ship. I'll have them take the kid. Don't anywhere but that, Dragon. You saw what the Navy's doing now. There's no justice to be found, man. What the? Goes in? What happened? What happened to Dragon? Dragon's being pulled. He got pulled up. The treasure's being pulled up too? Wait, the treasure. Our metals are reacting to something. Somebody's got Kate's fruit? Oh, wait. We saw that a couple chapters ago, right? Our metals are reacting to something. Don't let go. Big Eater. That's what... Oh, this is it. This is it. This is when he acquires all of the treasure that gets passed on later on down the line that will be given to Buggy. Eventually. Oh man, so Kid's ability was used at this point in time to collect all the treasure that was at this point in time being collected by the other pirates. Because we were talking about, right? God, I keep the hype has me spitting over the screen, man. To me, my treasure. That's a raw line, Captain John. That's a raw line, man. So we have all the treasures, all the medals, all coming to this individual. So is the collection of all this what Buggy's going for, or is it going to end up being something else? It's got to be Captain John's magnet power. There it is. It's causing a strong magnetic pull to the valley's southeast entrance. Do whatever you want, just get out of the way. Let's go, Roger. John, that snake comes in. Sky Snake red cannon shoots it out. Captain John looks back. Massive explosion. Captain John gets smoked. A cry. Dragon and Shanks. So is one of these treasure chests going to be the one where Shanks gets put into? Hey, Gonzui, why'd you attack John? Shiki, you really think that he'd split all that loot with us? Aren't each of those treasure chests worth at least $1 billion? A billion? Can't blame anyone for wanting to hog it all, really. Shiki looks back. You can't, Vice Admiral! Garp! That's one of the world's overseers. That is the world's overseer. It looks like a pest to me. Garp, man, go box him, bro. Please, go box Emu, dog. I need to see it. Save some for me, Rocks. Kaido, man. Hit Emu with a blast breath, bro. Blast breath from the future, son. Save some for me, Rocks. Bro, we just see Emu and Rocks boxing. Kaido, you brat. Is that Big Mom? Big Mom's coming in. I'll kill you. You jealous? Check this out. Whitebeard. Rocks! Roger! What is going on? What in the flying flag earth is going on? We got Big Mom? Bro, this chair needs to move back before I break it, dude. Hold on, man. Hold the flip on. Dude. We got Big Mom. We got Kaido. He's charging up a Kamehameha. Whitebeard. Rocks. Roger. Garp. Galaxy. What? Listen to me, man. Listen to me, bro. If I don't make it to the end of this chapter, tell my mom that I was a good boy. And tell the future that I could have had that it was a good ride. Dude. 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 Yo. Yo. Garp. Garp. Roger. Rocks. Whitebeard. Kaido. And Big Bob all just attacked Emu in a double base red! I feel like I'm seeing a highlight package, man. I feel like I'm seeing a prime highlight package of like MJ and Magic and Bird and Elijah. It's the 1992 USA team, man. Oh, dude, I need oxygen. Oh my god. Galaxy, a prime Galaxy Impact. Divine Departure. Pandemonium of the Abyss. Pandemonium of the Abyss. Shattering Void. Ikaku's Sovereignty. And Dragon. The king of the pirates. The hero of the Marines. Flippin' Davy Jones is Rocks and Blackbeard's dad and the goat of the verse. Whitebeard. Bro, the whole left side of the screen are Yonkos. The right side of the screen are the gods of the verse. The legends of the verse. How did we get the mural and this panel in the same year? Put this on the wall. Hang it in the Louvre. Put it on Mount Rushmore. Emu. Boxing. The legends of the verse, bro. Oda, you shouldn't have, man. I know it's the birthday chapter, but come on now, bro. This is too much. This is too much, man. Dude, in the anime, this is gonna receive legendary movie quality animation, dude. Bro, this is Knights of the Round. Shout out to my Final Fantasy VII fans. Like, bro, what am I looking at? Bro, I am... Last time I sweat this hard, I think was when Emu showed up on Elbap. Woo! Oh, man. Galaxy Impact, Divine Departure, Pandemonium of the Abyss. Shattering Void, Ikaku's Sovereignty, and Dragon, ... even ... dotting here. Unreal. Unreal spread, man. Unreal spread. Thank God the AC just turned on. Emu evaporates. I can't blame him. He just got hit by the strongest attack in the verse. He just got hit by a six individuals in their prime hitting strong attacks. I don't care who you are. Emu evaporates and regenerates. Emu! Oh, what do you have in store? Oh, Emu! What is going on? So I think Emu's regenerating here. Even Saturn's, the entire spiders come back together. Conquerors is going all over the place. People are getting knocked out. But other dudes are getting knocked out. The whole island's getting knocked out. What was that? Is this the start of Armageddon or something? That's what I'm saying. This the whole world is ending. Look alive. The treasure flew all over the place. Pick it up. You never miss a beat, Rayleigh. And Rayleigh's still running with Shaggy. A pirate's priorities never waver. That was intense. Dragon, is the baby? Shanks! Oh, he's going over to the treasure. Baby Shanks. He was born to be a pirate, bro. He goes over. Right over to the jewelry. And the treasure inside the chest. Oh, man. That's just beautiful, dude. He flipping move, bro. And he squiggles and wiggles himself back into prominence. It's too late to throw it up. Then pay me back. There they are. Far away in the forest, running. My one attack was all it took. No way it was all me. Hey, don't tell me you're a new branch. This is too much. This is too much, bro. A squiggling emu, the flipping planet is falling into chaos and carpet Roger and oh man. Don't tell me you're... Oh, Rocks! I think he figured out his identity. Rocks figured out who Emu is! Hey, don't tell me you're a new branch of the Davy clan. The woman and her child, frantically trying to survive. Oh, Emu, don't you dare. Don't go for Eris. Oh man, but if he does, Blackbeard! Such dangerous lives must not be set loose. Rocks! Stop it! What are you trying to do? He caught you, Emu! Rocks doesn't flipping care, dude! Rocks comes in, slashes Emu! Emu! Stop it, what are you trying to do? Huh? So how is Emu gonna get to Eris? Garp? It will not be Moo who acts. He's still talking! Even though he got sliced into 6! Oh, he stabbed Rocks! Ugh! What is this? It doesn't hurt or even itch. Thou shalt be the one to exterminate them. The reversing theory! My camera. I think we're good. The reversing theory. Go forth and slay your wife and child, going in with the godlike symbolism. He obviously is going to instruct, and then, oh my god, man. He's going to command. And now we're going to see if Rocks obeys. Huh? That's absurd. What are you talking about? Domi flipping reversey, bro. It's happening. It's happening. My worst fear. My worst fear, man. The last thing I wanted, because of how tragic it would be, was for a Domi reversing Rocks. This is where the betrayal comes in. This is what Kaido talked about in Wano. This is gonna lead into why Garp and Roger work together. Domi Reversi. And Rox and Emu are all the way at the top. The Fangs. Oh no. Rox. And it shows Eris and Blackbeard. And that's the end of the chapter. Emu. In this chapter, we got Garp, Rox, Roger, Pig Mom, Whitebeard, and Kaido fighting Emu. They knew of Emu's existence, though they probably didn't know it was Emu except for Rox. They fought Emu. And Emu instantly regenerated from the craziest attack in the series. All 6 of them at once. And he tanked it. What did Rox... I can't get that Davy Jones panel in my head. What did Rox mean by that? Does that mean Davy Jones is still around? So what happens now? Emu is there in front of all of them. And he just Domi Reversi'd rocks. That means we're about to see Domi Reversi'd rocks going up against his own crew members and Roger and Garp in an attempt to go after Eris and Blackbeard. You gotta feel for Rocks, man. It's not even his fault. So for a Domi Reversi to take place, even someone as strong as Rocks, as powerful as Rocks, can get Domi Reversi'd as long as Emu manages to get the tentacles in there. You know what this tells me? I think Emu's just an alien life form, bro. The way in which Emu's body moves is not human. It's just not. And this chapter solidified it. If chapter 1085 didn't solidify it, I honestly think the reason why we haven't seen Emu's true form is because it's got to be some sort of, like... I mean, just look at the way that the blob-like figure moves in this chapter. And if that's the case, hypothetically speaking, if Emu is not a human being, then what does that mean for the Neurona family? What does that mean for what happened in the Void Century and before? Did they find Emu in space? Is Emu Kakarot? Did he get sent from another planet and arrived here? And actually took it over? I'm going insane. I'm going insane, man. I'm going insane. Oh, man. All right. This is this week's chapter of One Piece, man. Can we go higher? Pandemonium of the Abyss? Divine Departure? Bro. Man, I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words, both from genuine awe of just not being able to comprehend the fact that we actually saw Emu and Rox again for a prolonged period amount of time, then a combined attack from all of the legends in the verse. Emu proceeded to tank that, and then my heart is being ripped out of its chest with the ending. And the Davy Jones thing, man. Let me read some supers, bro. I need help. I need help, man. I need help. I genuinely need help. Guys, help me. Help me. Help me, man. Alright. Let's go through the supers. Oh, Lord. My boy Muddy comes in. Shout out to Muddy, yo. Comes in with a 10. His happy birthday, Gokon. All love to you, man. It's honestly crazy. It's honestly crazy, bro. And really, like Akash Panda said, it really does feel like it's already my birthday, even though it's 2 days from now, because of how crazy this chapter was. My birthday present to you is Gravity Falls. The show? Gift you Gravity Falls faded family members and show trade and Xeno trade for reading Shane's true feelings, letters, and other letters. Then that's followed with another 10. Shout out to B Muddy. Says, I spoke to OP fan, my high school Texas friend, Harold. Yo, shout out to Harold. Before my 4M4Y, which we were talking about last week, temporary family destiny got up. Tell One Piece YouTubers, the universe made me just reincarnated. Read the letters. Stay safe. These next for Trump years. And it's followed with emotional question been wanting to ask: do you want to become official friends, IRL/online? But we already are friends, man. You only get one life, and I need your advice. Letter on Discord. And follows it up with Harold says he supports me and SS, but not at expense of losing my sanity. Too much pressure on me and my toxic family made me homeless twice, almost died often. Family and friends betrayed me. Police abuse. Well, I need to tackle this one by one, especially after coming off of this crazy chapter. So, like I said, already friends, man. No worries on that end. On the trade between the Gravity Falls and Xeno thing, I've already seen Gravity Falls and the thing, and it is most certainly an experience and a half. But in terms of the supporting question here at the end, number one, first and foremost, I greatly apologize for the fact that you had to go through something like that. That's first and foremost, man. All of those things, I most certainly, from the bottom of my heart, wouldn't wish that upon anyone. And so I truly hope that the road to recovery continues to treat you well, and that you are able to continue forward on this path that you found for yourself, man, because that is a really, really saddening thing, man. So number one, like I said, my heart goes out to you in that regard, from just a mental and emotional recovery standpoint. But number two, in terms of the support that you're receiving from your friend, that you want to receive from your friend, now continue to reach out. This like the individual said, and at potential expensive time, just keep hanging in there, man. Just keep hanging in there in regards to the friendships that sometimes feel like they are hanging at the thread of like the thread of a needle, and yet sometimes it could have the strength of 100,000 suns, and so you just you just have to find that out by continuing to move forward in that and on that path. And so I know that you've been moving forward in on the path that you believe has been set for you. And so the only thing that I can say is a piece of advice, as you said, in regards to that, is just to continue on this path, man. Continue trying to number one, continue to find yourself, and number two, continue to work on these things that you've been working on, man. And like I said, in regards to the friend thing, the important thing there is to continue to have that length of communication between the two of you, to potentially be able to repair that as time goes on. But all love to you, Muddy, man. On a serious note, from an emotional recovery standpoint, from a mental recovery standpoint, I truly hope for nothing but the best for you, and especially in regards to the friendship thing, man. Seriously, all the best to you, man. JD Double Dubs comes in with a 2 and says, "Do you fear death, Mr. Zebek?" You know what that reminds me of, JD Double Dubs? It reminds me of the that one Vegeta line where he's like, "Do machines like yourself ever experience fear?" Absolute peak. Absolute peak, man. Absolute peak. Oh, I didn't see this one, Muddy. I apologize. Thank you, JD Double Dubs. I appreciate you. And then Muddy comes in. Can I have you / YouTuber's fate answers by November 9th? My B-Day. I gave my toxic evil... You know what's crazy about that, Muddy, is that I actually... My day of legend, where a lot of things are going to change, is actually the day after that. So it most certainly is going to be a crazy time period for both of us. Gave my toxic evil family an ultimatum. Say I'm sorry for mistreating you for years. I just left my family forever. Usopp Water 7. Except for some... Oh, like Usopp Water 7 style. Except for some of your family members. I got you. Well, in regards to the answer by then, I can't promise that. Like I told you beforehand. Just in regards to the... Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a message. But in regards to the rest of it, for the ultimatum, as you were talking about earlier, I think, like I said, the important thing is that at this point in time, with the path that you've been set on, is that you continue to go down what you believe you were meant to go down, man. And especially if it's in a toxic family situation. And so all love to you, Muddy Man, and I'll get back to you after the stream in regards to that. Hopefully before November 9th, like we talked about before. Then JD Double Dubs comes with the 2 and says, former Rear Admiral Kobe, go handle Emu. Listen, one of these days we are going to have Kobe come up in like somewhere and do what we saw in this week's chapter with Garp against and Emu. That will happen in the future. We're going to have our current day 6 do that against Emu, and it's going to be so sick. Maybe. Or maybe just Blackbeard does it, and that would still be peak. The GA Double Dose follows it up with another 2. This is Captain John and Captain Kidd foreshadowing. Yes, great point. The two captains. Listen, going back to that Captain John thing, I genuinely do think that this is leading us into some stuff with Buggy in the present time, because whatever Captain John gets here is what Buggy has been working towards outside of the One Piece, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how that connection continues to play itself out, because I think it is extremely interesting, and honestly something that I'm looking forward to get to seeing more of. And then JD Double Dubs follows that up with a 5 and says, "Man, JD Double Dubs, you have been crazy this stream. You have went absolutely insane this stream." Comes in and says, Emu survives an attack from Rocks, Roger, Garp, Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido, and then called Blackbeard and Aris to dangerous lives. That's so true. He tanked an attack by all of the legends of the verse and proceeded to call Aris and Blackbeard the dangerous lives. You know what that probably means, JD Double Dubs? Is that Emu believes in cutting the root of not only the problem, but potential problems that could arise down the line as well. That's why he's tried so hard to eliminate the Buccaneers, and why he tried so hard, is currently trying to eliminate the Navy. The fact that the potential threat that Blackbeard and Eris present for the future is what Emu is more afraid of than the present is to me, what is so incredibly fascinating about that. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Those are the dangerous lives. That's a great commentary, Double O's. And a great point. A great point. Exactly, Vortex. It's like these are already problems, and Blackbeard and Eris are the dangerous lives that are going to become dangerous down the line, and they have to get rid of them now before they become even more dangerous. 100%. Subra then comes in with a hundos and says, I called it last week, Roger versus Rock's next chapter. I'm not ready for that. This is the hypest chapter, and short as to say hypest because next week will surpass it. Yeah, at this point, you're absolutely right. We're getting a chapter next week. I just thought about that. That's going to be nuts. But yeah, no, this chapter was crazy. Unbelievably hype stuff, man. Like, actual unbelievably hype stuff, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. Super fun chapter, man. Super fun chapter this week. God, Roger versus Rox. I can't wait to see what that's going to bring out of Garp and Roger next chapter from a character moment standpoint. That's probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most right now. Thank you, Subra. JP comes in with a 5. Says, I saw a homie in Discord last week say God Valley is the future redeemed of One Piece. That's a great comparison. That is... Wow. You could not have picked actually a more apt comparison than that. That's factual. That is factual. Yes. Yes, actually. That is the perfect comparison to something else. This is the future redeemed of One Piece. That is an accurate assessment. We got Matty Ice. We got A. I don't want to spoil anyone, but we've got the other legends that are that's actually so perfect. So perfect for all 6 of the individuals that make up the main cast of Future Redeemed, and then the 6 individuals that are here. That's actually picture perfect, man. That actually is picture perfect. I love it. I love it, JP. That is a wonderful comment. That is factual. Thank you, JP. Excuse me. JD Double Dubs comes in with a 5 and says, Roger fights with Garp to protect Zebex's kid, and then asks Garp to protect his own kid. That's facts. That's facts, JD Double Dubs. Like, he's gonna be the one fighting so hard to protect them. Oh, man. Bro, what about if we get a moment when... Because we know how Emu is in regards to the Marines, right? What about if we get a moment where Rox is, like, fighting it out, and he's about to take on the Celestial Dragons, because Emu doesn't care. He would make him even take out the Celestial Dragons. And then Rox is like, no, protect the Celestial Dragons. Protect them because it's not their fault. It's not their fault that Emu's a flag guard. Or something along those lines. And that's what causes Garp and Roger for a split second to be like, stop Rox from killing the Celestial Dragons. Because Rox specifically asked for it. Rox has mercy on the Celestial Dragons. Even though they're the biggest flag guards on the planet Earth. He has mercy on them. I can actually see that being the case if Sengoku's propaganda is true. On top of Roger and Gar protecting his kid, and then, like you said, later on, the way that Roger Asgard to protect his own kid. It's crazy the way this story has worked, man. It's crazy the way that this story has worked in Double Dubs up until this point. But you're so right. You're so right. Appreciate you, Double Dubs. Thank you so much for that. Akash Panda comes in with a 5 and says, remember how Oda posted a picture of the Emu plushie sitting at his desk as a joke? He might not have been joking, because how in the flying flag is this Emu moving like this? I don't know, Akash Panda. I genuinely don't know. Emu is the craziest outlier and wildest life form in the series. I don't know if you guys remember. Back in around the time Emu was first introduced, there was an interview that Oda had where they asked him to reveal the true Emu's true form, or what Emu actually looks like, or who Emu actually is. I think that's what it was. What Emu's identity is. And Oda said, if I revealed it to you now, it would be boring. And what I've always believed he meant by that is, without the necessary context, we would be confused as to what Emu actually is. Earlier this week on Discord, where's my phone at? Earlier this week on Discord, I saw an update that was provided by an individual in our Discord who sent something by Sandman. This was earlier this week, on the 21st. This is Big Business, Kaizoku no Kuni, who posted this in the Discord. From Sandman. In January 2025, when One Piece editor Fukuda had his first phone meeting with Oda, he was told that the chapter featuring Shamrock's first appearance was extremely important, and that he wouldn't understand its significance unless Oda revealed to him what the One Piece really is. So I want to touch upon this in regards to that comment that Oda also made about Emu. Emu's identity and the stuff surrounding the Holy Knights is going to be extremely essential into understanding the context necessary for the One Piece and the grand picture of the narrative. And the reason why I say this is because I say this with what I'm about to say with Berserk context. Whenever I was reading Berserk, especially in the early days, I mean, I still read Berserk, but in the early days, back when it was mainly like fan groups that were translating the series. I remember going on forums for Berserk chapters, and they used to refer to Berserk chapters as episodes and arcs as chapters, going off of pure Japanese to English translations the way that it is in that context. So in the Japanese context, a chapter, a collection of chapters, a volume is known as a chapter, a segment of the story. At least it was in Berserk. And an episode was a single chapter. I bring this over for One Piece terms because when Oda says here that the chapter featuring Shamrock's first appearance being extremely important, that to me means that stretch where Shamrock arrived with the hoodie over the head, and the chapter when Shamrock first showed his abilities was the same chapter as the mural. That stretch is extremely important and essential for understanding what the One Piece is. And obviously the biggest element of that is the mural. You know, the mural is our biggest hint towards what truly is going on here within the world of One Piece. But I also believe it has to do with Emu, with the Holy Knights, and in particular with the Mark of the Abyss stuff. Because going back into the Emu discussion, I still believe the fruits, and especially going into the futuristic technology of the Void Sentry. If Domi Reversi and all of this, the spellbinding circles and the super crazy stuff that Emu's been doing that we can't even comprehend. If all of that stuff has a tie to technology that we can't understand, then I think it would be essential for Oda to share information about what the One Piece actually is. If what the One Piece actually is also connected to the futuristic technology of what was happening back in the day. Because then we would have a better understanding of all of this stuff. Emu, the Gorosei, and what these forms and things actually are, to the origin of fruits, to the Mark of the Abyss, to all of this stuff. I think it's all connected to what the One Piece is, and ultimately, obviously, the mural and all that. And if that's the case, then I think one of the major reasons why we haven't seen Emu's actual quote-unquote form is because that may be the biggest hint of all for what the One Piece actually is. If you're catching if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Because if we're matching what Oda said originally about needing context to understand who Emu is, otherwise you would be confused. Similarly with what he said about talking to Oda's editor about listen to this, man. This is nuts. He was told the first chapter that the chapter featuring Shamrock's first appearance was extremely important, and that he wouldn't understand its significance unless Oda revealed to him what the One Piece really is. What that tells me is that all of this stuff is extremely, extremely connected. And those connections I'm really starting to wonder where we're taking this, man. I really am. I really, really am. This is something I've been more and more intrigued about the deeper that we get into, especially this year's content, with how much Oda's touching upon so many things. I've been really thinking about what the One Piece actually is, because it has to encapsulate all of it. And so that's something I've been thinking about all week. Shout out to, like I said, the individual who shared that with me. Big Business for sharing that. Because that is so fascinating to me. But I wanted to touch upon that because of the Emu comment that you just brought up, Akash Panda. Because to me, Emu and what Emu's doing, what Emu's been doing, may be our biggest hints to that. And I think it was essential to introduce Shamrock before that, and the Holy Knights before that, and then have the mural happen after that. It's like all Oda's been thinking about is endgame One Piece. It's like we truly just need that final one piece of the puzzle to put it all together. Because it feels like it's all laid out. And we just need to know what the actual One Piece is to put everything together. You know, because it feels like that is truly going to be the thing that answers all of the questions. That and the Void Century, honestly, because the Void Century is going to be the context, right? But it is extremely interesting. It is extremely interesting to me. And something I haven't been able to stop thinking about. So much love, like I said, to y'all for sending me that, because I have been thinking about that, and it was really, really interesting to me. But yeah, Koshman, I don't know, man. Like, Emu may be the writer of the story right now, but eventually the writer of the story has to get taken out by his main character. Or his main antagonist. Because at this point, the more we see Emu, I mean, we've seen Emu do more stuff now than Dragon. So, I'm actually being sold more on Blackbeard being final villain now. Because of how much we've been seeing Emu lately. And that's nothing to take away from Emu. That's just the way the stories work. So I think I'm actually more on board with the with the Blackbeard final villain stuff now, as great of a showing as Emu's been having. Alejandro Solis comes in with a 5 and says, Oda made 6 of the top 30 hit Emu Pinata for Coach's 30th birthday. He really did, though. Theory parallel is Emu uses others' bodies to fight, while Luffy has others fight on their own. And I really love that. You know, Emu forces others into submission, into direct obedience. Whereas Luffy, like he said back in the Arlong Park fight against Arlong, you know, there's only one thing that he knows how to do. And that's throw hands with you. You know, Nami can take care of the navigating, Zoro can take care of the sword fighting, Sanji can take care of the cooking, and Usopp can take care of the lying. But what he's going to take care of is throwing hands. And that's the philosophy Luffy has followed the entire rest of the journey. And so for him, that is extremely important, is that freedom that each individual has. And it's the complete opposite of what Emu wants and desires. And when we saw what Emu said in this chapter, which I think was really interesting, Emu said in this chapter that his world is incomplete. What that means is there is still many different thorns in his side that has not been taken out yet. That stops the world from being complete in Emu's eyes. There are holes left to be filled. And that stuff fascinates me to no end. To no end. You know, chapter was high for me. My nose won't stop running. Goodness gracious. But yeah, no, that's a great comment, Alejandro Solis. It's so true. It represents both of them to a T. Subra comes in with a 40 and says, check Discord for some arts and a little info. Let's see. Oh my god, look at this art. Emu getting smacked by everyone. Oh, this looks awesome. This looks so peak. Oh man, this is super. This art is goated, bro. This art is incredible. Wow. What a page. What a spread. Amazing. Amazing. I definitely gotta save that. Attack of Rocks is called Pandemonium. The Abyss part is added by TCB. And it's the capital of hell, and it roughly translates to all demon place. How fascinating is that, though, right? And I do think that's intentional on Oda's behalf. Having the quote-unquote god of the verse being, and who is clearly the devil. Clearly the devil. In Emu. And then you have a Rocks who utilizes an attack that directly translates to the capital of hell, which is it has to be intentional. It's gotta be intentional. The name came from the epic poem Paradise Lost. I definitely know of that poem. This being Rocks' first name attack holds so much meaning. He's attacking Emu, who could be described as devil itself, who sits in Pangaea Castle, which some would describe as hell as the top of the world, exactly. Interesting thing, Demon Zebek was after his family, Roger stopped him, and so the fight between these two started. Roger most likely protected Eris and Teach, and probably why Blackbeard respects Roger so much, and used his mother's name, misunderstanding Rocks. Very well could be the case. The fate of Roger and Rocks' child both hated their father. Yeah, I know, right? Thriller Bark is God Valley's remains, and it very well could be the case. Could you imagine that we get out of the God Valley flashback, and it confirms that thing that's been, like, hovering over us for so many years? Oh man, that is such a great artwork as well on the bottom. With Emu, Rocks, Garp, and Roger, so good. But no, yeah, I love that. I love it. Thank you for adding more on to that entire spiel that we had earlier. Thank you very much, Super, for that. I truly appreciate you. SF0123 comes in with a 5. Says, there is a theory where the man with the burned scars was the last Poneglyph with his Davy Jones. You know what? After this chapter, I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to... I would love to show you Akashi Panda, but I'd probably get my channel taken down. So man, that kind of just blew my mind. SF0123. That kind of like really, really just blew my mind. And it's something that I can't rule out of the realm of possibility. Emphasis, I'm not picking up what you're putting down. Please elaborate. Oh, you're talking about on for the One Piece thing. So I'll just quickly elaborate on this from earlier. And I'll get back to the supers. In regards to Emu, the Gorosei, Devil Fruits, and the Void Sentry, as well as the Ancient Weapons. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, the key behind all of these elements is the futuristic technology that is tying them together that we can't understand yet. Let's just say, like we were talking about earlier, Emu is either a human operating on crazy super high technological levels with a great understanding of those technologies, or he's an alien life form that, you know, comes in and thus has like full use over this technology that feels like it's all this like demonic stuff that's been used in the manga lately, with like the spellbinding circle and W reverse and all this stuff. So let's just say that Oda's way of logically having that be explained within the verse is that all of that stuff is actually technology. The devil fruits and all of this stuff that we're seeing right now is like a futuristic technology that we can't understand yet because we don't have the context of the Void Sentry. If the One Piece, coming from that time period, connected to the Mark of the Abyss, which is a teleportation device. That's all I'm saying. A thing that allows you to go from point A to point B in an instant because of a mark. Right? If all of that stuff is futuristic technology, if Emu's actual face reveal represents some sort of alien life form, then the One Piece has to be the final missing puzzle to all of that together. Right? People have talked about it being the Mother Flame. People have talked about it being I forgot what the theory was back in the day, like this, the weapon that was spoken of. Whatever. I don't care what it is. Well, I do care what it is, but not in this context. What's relevant here is the time period in which the One Piece came from, and that is from the Void Century, which appears to be when humanity reached its peak from a technological standpoint. And the One Piece is going to represent that time period and be the final piece of the puzzle that allows us to put all of that stuff together. And so that is why I strongly believe that if all of that stuff, like I said, hypothetically speaking, is actually the case, then the One Piece is also going to be something extremely futuristic that may not even make sense without the context of the Void Sentry. Maybe certain elements of it, because I do think the One Piece treasure, the things surrounding it, is multiple different elements. It's obviously going to have a poneglyph there, which is where Roger and them read what happened to the Void Sentry, and other things. But the main thing for me is most certainly going to be something from that time period. And so, if that is the case, then it is going to be some sort of futuristic technology, a mother flame, whatever the case may be, that is going to be just like what I just talked about with the emu, with all that stuff, potential alien and or human, with just great control over that stuff, and also in regards to like the origin of fruits and where all this stuff actually comes from, if it is futurist technology and things like that. And so that's why I think all that stuff is tied together. And why I think it was on Oda's mind when he created the mural. And we see the way that the mural starts off on the right side with the factories and stuff like that, right? Because what it looks like we're heading towards is that, like I was just saying, humanity reaches its peak from a technological standpoint. That leads to its downfall. And now we're seeing the repercussions of that in the present day. And so that's why I think all that stuff is connected, if that makes sense. 5G emu still in a world still using pagers. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that answers your question, Evan. And if it made you confused, I apologize. I was trying to come up with that stuff on the spot, because trust me, I'm as my mind is as going crazy as I'm sure everybody else's is. But thank you, SFO. I appreciate you for that. I love this comment on the man with the burn scars potentially being the guy with the last poneglyph, and that being Davy Jones, because it's a whole world of possibilities now. Caden Hager comes in with a 5 and says, I believe Emu calls Davy D. Zebek Davy Jones for the same reason he calls Luffy Joy Boy. Emu sees a reflection of his Void Century adversaries in them. I also love that. I also love that a lot. I think that because I think we're going to see in the present time too, right? I've joked around that like Emu's going to call Zoro Ryuma and Sanji Sora and obviously Luffy Joy Boy, and so him calling Rocks Davy Jones that actually makes sense. Because maybe what Oda's going for is the whole omnipresent thing, right? Emu believes himself to be a god, and so everything is being present tense. So, and the Davy Jones that died 800 years ago still lives on within Zebek. And so he must refer to him as Davy Jones, the same way he refers to Luffy as Joy Boy. I actually do like that a lot, Caden. That's actually another great explanation for that page and that panel, for sure. Yo, Jordan, what's good, bro? Are you gonna watch the Chainsaw Man movie? Dude, I can't wait for that. My cousin just came back from it and he told me it was peak. So I'm excited, man. Super excited. Hope all is well, man. Can't wait to watch that movie. Akbar J comes in with an IDR 20,000. Says Harold will pull up and do 3v1 and then commit the mistake. That very well looks like it looks like the path that we're heading towards, Akbar J, for sure. Which is gonna be so sad, man. Especially where Harold and Rox like left off. It's gonna break my heart, bro. It's gonna break my flipping heart, man. But yeah, man. The Harold stuff. The Harold stuff's just so tragic, dude. This whole situation is just so tragic. It's hype, but it's so unbelievably tragic, first and foremost. And I think that's how, from a tone standpoint, we get the flashback back to its original intentions, with this incredibly tragic situation about to play out. And then we head over to the Harold stuff, and then how that affects Harold's psyche, leading into what eventually happens with Harold and Loki coming into where the flashback first started to begin with. And so, from a tone standpoint, that's how we're gonna get back to that. It's gonna be sad, bro. It's gonna be so sad. But I love to Akbar J, man. Thank you. Morgan Urban comes in with a 2 and says Elbaf in the final saga making a bid for number 1. You better believe it. Elbaf is like, let me see. It started in chapter 1126, unofficially 1130 officially, and we're in chapter 1163. and it's just been nonstop heat, man, in multiple different ways. Like, I think that's the thing I like so much about Elbaf is that Elbaf. I love the adventure aspect of Elbaf the same way I do like Skypiea. The same way I love the lore for Skypiea, I also love for Elbaf. But it also has like the legendary flashback, and a lot of the best One Piece arcs have, and it just also has some great characters. And I can say that for the last few arcs. There's a lot of characters in the last few arcs that have really stuck with me. And this arc obviously is no exception. There's a lot of characters in this arc that I really, really love. And I think it also has the great comedic value that the best, funniest One Piece arcs have. And we haven't even reached the climax of it yet. So I feel like it definitely could make a run for being, once it's all said and done, recency bias to the side, that it could definitely make a run for being the best arc in the series up to this point. It's got a lot going for it. And it's just a lot of fun to read, man. A lot of fun to read, especially with chapters like this. You know what I'm saying? But all love to you, Morgan Irvin, man. Thank you for that. I'm starting to lose my voice here. Lexi D. Sunflower comes in with a 20,000 and says, "Happy birthday, Coach." All love to you, yo. I love to you. What an absolute unit of a chapter. That page made me drop my jaw for a solid minute. I really wonder why Emu / the WG let Garp live and stay in the Marines after such a transgression. I've been thinking about that after this chapter as well. I've been thinking about why they allowed Roger. Well, they didn't technically allow Roger to live, but why they allowed Kaido and Big Mom and everyone who saw Emu live. I wonder what happens from this point forward. That where they allow Emu to live after this, right? I really do wonder why. Or why they let Emu live. See, this is how you know my brain is turning to mush. Why they let all those characters live, especially Garp. I really have to wonder. Because you're absolutely right, Lexi D. Sunflower. And it's something that's been on my mind too ever since I finished reading this chapter. Nah, bro. That page, Lexi, that's if the mural hadn't happened this year, I would say that would be my page of the year, and it's definitely up there. That's a page I'd put on my wall. You know what I'm saying? Yo, for real though, Quack 2. Quack 2 says, I still love how relatively speaking, the Roger Pirates are just vibing out while everyone else experiencing generational trauma, and that's facts. That's like hard facts. And it's like they're still trying to get their treasure. They're still trying to be pirates, right? And everyone else is really going through it, man. Like experiencing the trauma of a lifetime. It is crazy. But yeah, no, I'm right there with you, Lexi. And I'm really wondering what the answer to that is going to end up being, for sure. Thank you for that. Kosh Panda goes in with the 2 and says, Kaido is the only one to fight both Emu and Joy Boy. That's a bar. That is a bar. And you know something, Akash Panda? Shanks stopped Kaido from being the only one to fight Emu, Joy Boy, and Davy Jones. Because when he would have pulled up, he probably would have boxed Blackbeard. So Akash Panda, Shanks stopped Kaido from boxing Emu, Joy Boy, and Davy Jones. What a lineup that would have been. But he even then, he's the only one to fight both Emu and Joy Boy. That's Hyakuju no Kaido, man. That's that guy. That is the boy right there. The further... Yeah, no, Jung is cooking first and foremost. Love your Akane Bonashi profile picture. That is my manga right there. I love that series. Man, absolute peak fiction. The further we get into this arc, the more I realize just how much of a bizarre, surreal, and blissful experience the Lego Village opening segment was. Seriously. I've thought about that opening segment so much and how crazy weird it is. But it's also why I love this arc so much, right? Because it does have crazy weird sections like that. I still look back on that section really fondly because of how strange it was. It was just super fun. Super, super fun. But yeah, no, Kosh Panda, wonderful comment. Kaido upscale, baby. Kaido upscale. Pluto, shout out to my boy Pluto, comes membership for 31 months, says 28 years and still on top. That's right. That's right, man. It's still cooking, bro. I don't know how he does it, but Flagnards, let's just hope he keeps doing so, because good lord. All love to you, Pluto. Akash Panda comes in with a 2 and says, I wonder how many Zebeks Emu has defeated in 800 years. That's a great point. How many different, like, Davy Jones? Like, individuals? Probably a lot, right? What this means, Akash Panda, is Emu was threatened by both Davy Jones and Joy Boy in that time period. So he's Lily. We can safely assume everybody from chapter 908 that he caught up was a threat to Emu. Now, Lily, Joy Boy, Rox, Davy Jones, and Poseidon's ancestor. All 4 of them were probably like major obstacles in Emu's way back when. I mean, we obviously know Joy Boy was. But the other 3, especially after this Davy Jones stuff and the Lily stuff back in chapter 84 and 85, it feels like it really has become the case. So, I'm curious. I'm curious about the Shirahoshi thing as well. But the Davy Jones thing, I think you're right. I think he has been defeating members of the Davy clan for all these years. Or systematically wiping them out, because that's what Emu's done for all these years with the cleansings and stuff. But you're right. You're absolutely right. Then Double E Giuliani comes with a 5 and says, Mr. Five's fruit on page 8? No way. No flippin' way. Let me see. Bro, I'm looking back to this chapter. How did this happen? How did the editors allow this chapter to go through? Page 8. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, with the flick. Ooh, in the explosion. You know what, Double E Giuliani? You might be onto something with that. I knew it looked familiar. That's actually a great point. It might very well be Mr. Five's fruit. That's a great comment. Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually didn't catch that. I was so caught up in the chapter, I didn't even register that. That's a great point. That is a wonderful point. Thank you, Double E Giuliani. And then Muddy comes in with last super chat and says the new 4 letters of Discord and advice letter coming. Got you, man. Appreciate you. We'll definitely give it a read. All love to y'all, man. What a stream. Thank you, Ashley Samurai Jiro, bro. I appreciate you, man. It is a day from now, but I really do appreciate everybody who left behind those. Let me read a message here left behind by our Japanese friend. Google Translate. This flashback is the truth of what happened that day in God Valley. Black Priest Silverfruit may have the power of darkness to counter the Domi Reversi. with all the excitement surrounding the chapter, I'm going to start a live reaction as well. Hey, do it, bro. Do it and send us a link. That'd be fun. That would be fun. All love to you, man. I'm still wondering who was calling for Nami to wake up on the first page of the arc. We still don't know. Yeah, we still don't know. We still don't know. Like, I also wonder what that meant. I just mean rebels as powerful as Zebek. Imu. Oh, I see. Zebek's not necessarily as Navy members, but rebels, individuals who knew of Imu's existence and wanted to like do something about it, right? Fascinating. Yeah, Emu definitely looked really chill in that 1v6. Like, yeah, I've dealt with this before. That's a good point. And isn't that crazy, Akash Panda? He fought the Legends of the Verse 1v6 and was chilling. The man got hit by Wi-Fi hockey from Joy Boy. An email from 800 years ago, and he was on his knees. Emu was on his knees. Crazy. CJ says, how do you feel about your boy Garling? You know, God Valley Garling is a flagnard. A flagnard, number one. But number two, couldn't do anything. Not against big rocks. Not against big rocks. He got sliced and diced. Got pulverized. But we know that Garling eventually becomes the champion of God Valley. So whether it's propaganda or a fact, he's either about to get back up and do something, or and we're gonna see that Whitebeard scar, or that thing was just propaganda. Either way, I don't think we've seen the last of Garling, and from like a feat standpoint or whatever, I think we're gonna get something from him. From a character standpoint, he's a flagnard. But I am looking forward to seeing what happens in the present day, because I do think the God Valley incident is going to have a long and consequential impact on everyone that's here, including the Holy Knights who were here. So I do think Garling changed after this incident. Maybe becomes more of a flagnard or not. But I think there's a clear distinction between current day Garling and God Valley Garling, where he feels like he's not just listening to the orders from above right now, right? He feels like he's more in command of the situation. So I wonder what he's plotting. I'm interested in that. So I'm excited in that regard. But the excitement that I originally had for him as a character and me wanting to rep him, and that is no longer the case because he is a flipping flagnard. Now, if he redeems himself in the future, that remains to be seen. But for right now, he most certainly is a piece of garbage. But I most certainly am interested with the with what is happening. So, we got two supers right here. JD Kurtz comes in with a 5 and says, Garp really punched the CEO of the world government and clocked back into work on Monday like nothing. Bro, like what was brought up earlier by Lexi, how in the flying flagnards did Garp get away with punching the king of the verse and then clocking back into work? I mean, imagine, seriously, like you just said, that was a great comparison. You clock your CEO and punch in on Monday? No suspension? Like, they didn't cut his pension plan? They didn't cut his retirement package? They just let the man keep doing his thing. It's insane. It is actually insane, bro. Yo, so true, JD Kurtz. So true. So true. I appreciate you. Michael Mickles comes in with that's a fantastic comment, JD Kurtz. Michael Mickles comes in with a 10. Shout out to my boy, man. Says, I just watched the 3x speed to catch up. Congrats on the new position. Dude, appreciate you so much, man. Thank you, brother. I'm sure it's well deserved. Hope you like it and that it helps you grow. Me as well, man. Definitely Nervous and excited about the opportunity, man. But more so excited. And as for this chapter, all I can say is peak. God bless. God bless you as well, brother, man. But yeah, no, this chapter was peak, dude. Absolute peak, bro. Absolute peak. It seems like to claim the One Piece is to complete the world. Exactly, Quack 2. Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at with my ramble spiel earlier. The Harlan 1138 says that the sun god guides the world to its end, aka its completion. I agree with that. I definitely do agree with that 100-fold. Quack 2. See, Quack, this is why the comment section exists. To put into simple terms what I can't say in rambling terms. You know what I'm saying? So, Quack 2 just resumed that beautifully. Read the final page of chapter 22 and the last few pages of 1121. Emu in the... I didn't even realize the first part of your comment here. Read the final page of chapter 22 and the last few pages of 1121. Emu in this chapter says that their world is incomplete. So let's see. Chapter 22 and then 1121. So I'm going to pull up 1121 here and then get to volume. 1121. Ah, man, what a chapter. Ah, this chapter was awesome. The person who lays claim to the One Piece, yo. The last 3 pages of 1121. Let me see. With chapter 22, that would be this volume, I think. Okay. Number 22, Strange Creatures. That is chapter 87. Or page 87. Is that the Gaimon chapter? That is the Gaimon chapter. You know me so well, Quack 2. You have Strange Creatures. The final page of chapter 22. You're sort of an exotic animal yourself. Watch it, Buster. In a way, I'm relieved that there's no treasure. I can finally stop fretting about it and enjoy this island. Too bad you won't be coming with us. I kind of like you. You'll get yourself a great crew. Now go find the One Piece and make the world your oyster. Thanks, I will. See ya. And so, Luffy and his friends leave Gaimon on his island and resume their voyage to the Grand Line. And we go over to the chapter 1121. My treasure, man, this was such a great chapter. My treasure, why, it's right where I left it. It's yours if you can find it. Left everything in the world there. And then Rayleigh, Vegapunk, look, the sound of what you're saying. Is the Commodore's crew back or what? I just can't sit around like this. The person who winds up with it may not be the one Joy Boy desired. Captain, you might have had too much. And of course, going over to Shanks. We weren't wrong after all, Chairman Buggy. In the story, there's no ceiling to your ambitions. It cannot happen. We must find it first. Then who's going to save the people? Think, idiots. There is no stopping the tide. The fate of the world now rests in the hands of the one who finds it. The person who lays claim to the One Piece. Like you were just talking about. The one who completes the world. The one who completes the entire puzzle. Who finds the final piece of the world, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Great comment, Quack 2. Yo, seriously, Kosh Panda. Emu's like, yo, I've seen worse. Like, much worse. Like, man, I was boxing Joy Boy. You know what I'm saying? Emu blocked him on Twitter and bypassed it on his Emmett alt. he bypassed it? Emu blocked him on Twitter. And then he proceeded to bypass it on an Emmett. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, Gary. Yeah, JD Kurtz. Seriously. He's just walked around the reverie like everything was just Gucci. I grew up in the jungle. I don't need a pension. Apparently so. Apparently so. What's the new position slash opportunity? So, California Penguin, I've been blessed with the opportunity to be able to work at a brand new not only just a position, but also a brand new workplace. It was something I was really nervous about because obviously when you're going into somewhere brand new, you never know it's going to be or whatever. But when I went into the interview went so well with the people there, with the environment, with what was presented to me from an offer standpoint for not just schedule, but also from like a long-term benefits package and things like that. That I was just like, man, this is a tremendous opportunity, and so it's been in the works for the past couple of weeks, and it's going to be finalized here in mid-November, where my schedule's going to change. And I'll have to make an update video after that, but yeah, man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But thank you for the interest. Yeah, I'm also super, super excited. Ah, Ken, that's interesting. Says, I don't know why, but I feel like Emu's blind after this chapter. Interesting. The individual who controls over the entire One Piece verse being blind. That'd be fascinating. Emu's powers, and especially the comment about him aiming indiscriminately, reminded me so much of about Usopp's intro arc and how Kuro's abilities were similarly spoken about. Ah, with like how Captain Kuro aimed at both his crew and the pirates and had no regard for that. It's a good point. And how Luffy hated that more than anything else. So that might be where the beef between him and Emu and Luffy comes in. That's a good point, Lazy Mofos. Recon comes in membership for 43 months. Says, shout out to my boy Recon, by the way. What if Emu Domi reversing Zunisha in the mural? That's a cook. Because you really got to think about it. Who got Domi reversing in the past, right? Because that's actually a great point. Now that's a wonderful point, actually, Recon. Now that we know that Emu Domi reversing rocks by touching them, who did he Domi reversing in the past? My assumption is, actually, it might be better to say who didn't get Domi reversing in the past. Because I could see a world where almost where a lot of people got Domi reversing. God, that would make it a tragic situation even more tragic if true. But regardless, Zunisha being a Domi reverse and that being one of the reasons, that being maybe the reason why Joy Boy lost, would be like really, really tragic. But all love to you, Recon, man. Thank you so much for that wonderful comment. That is a great comment. I didn't even think about that. Like, who else did Emu Domi reverse in the past? Because Zunisha that could most certainly be the case. But if that's the case, Recon, then number one, that guarantees that Domi reverses can be reversed back. And number two, Joy Boy found out what that is. Because I'm going to assume Joy Boy would have been the one that helps Zunisha get out of that. Or Zunisha knows what it is of how to get out of a Domi reverse. If that's true. That's a great comment, Recon. By the way, Zeus has met Emu. Let that sink in. I mean, all Pokemons have to reach the final boss eventually, right? You know? In each Pokemon game, the one that's been with you for the longest, most of the time your starter, you're taking that with you into the final battle. And Zeus is Big Mom's starter, who then got transitioned over to being Nami's starter. You know what I'm saying? Also, what's up? Long time no see. It's good to see you, Recon, man. It's been a while. Seriously, I hope all is well. Do you think that Luffy will be stronger than Emu or Joy Boy in a 1v1? End of series, yes. Not right now, though. But end of series, yes. Thank you, California Penguin. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope everything's been going well with Karuta stuff and all that. All the best to you. The Warriors won again? Them boys are cooking. Another overtime game? Yo, this NBA season is off to an all-time start, bro. It's crazy how Loki had this flashback hijacked. No, he really did. And we love him for it. But like I said, Michael Miggles, I think that obviously God Valley ends on a really tragic note. And that's how we get to the tone that needs to be set for the Herald and Loki section to then finish this off. You feel me? Hello, dude. Greetings from Greece. I really liked your interview with Vincent. Yo! Thanks so much for watching that. I have to show all love to Cole, man. Cole was incredible in that interview. I was just comedic relief. I unfortunately, my internet was really, really bad that night. But I all love to Cole and to Vincent for a tremendous discussion. It was a ton of fun. But thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate you. And greetings to you over there in Greece, man. That's awesome. Oh, and how could I forget? Zebek calls Emu the world, yes? And Emu calls the world incomplete. Does that mean Emu considers themselves incomplete? I feel it's related to his desire for Vivi. Ah, yes. Yes. That's a great point. Searching for oneself. The endless quest to search for oneself. The one thing that Emu could never conquer, being himself, would actually be really, really fascinating. I actually like that a lot, Quack 2. It's a great comment. Cast form versus guaranteed. Oh, did you ask something else, my Japanese friend? I see that you asked highlighted the question mark. I read the comment from earlier. Ah, yeah. That's a good point, Nagora. Depending on the perception, some people do see Nika as a bad villain, and others see him as a hero. He might have gotten Domi Reversied. Yeah, that's a great point. Might have been the first ever to get Domi Reversied. You know, God Valley's mountain thing looks like Emu's head. I think Emu will eventually take it over at the end of the arc. Perlin Pizarro. I have a low Pizarro. Taking over the entire island. Because the real enemy is the world, remember, that's right. That's right. The real enemy is the world. Aptly named, honestly. Emu taking over the entire island, thus leading it to its downfall and how, you know, this island gets eviscerated at the end of all this, or it no longer exists. Would fascinate me mainly because then we have to cut back from that into the present day, and maybe Emu would attempt to do something like that again in Elbaf. And what would stop him then? Oh man. Oh God. Goodness gracious. I hope we get justice for Rocks. Me too, Cleavage. Me too. Such a great character. After the stream, I'm going to practice Karate for 2 international team tournaments that I'll be going back to Japan for at the start of November. Yo, all the best to you in that, California Penguin. Hoping for nothing but the best for you. Please let me know how those go. Man, international team tournaments? That is so cool. That is so cool, California Penguin, man. That's inspiring, honestly. Alright, let me copy this right here. Oh, snap. We're about to hit the 3 hour mark. We're going to have to end this soon here. Translate. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, it's all good, my friend. It is all good. No worries. Oh, I can actually read that now. That says "gomenasai," right? Gomenasai. Yeah, I think that's what that says. Zebek. So Conchman says, Zebek threatened Emu in his own house, Marijoa. Now Emu returns the favor in his own house in God Valley. Moo is petty. Moo's petty. Moo is like, yo, you come into my house and invade it, and I'm going to your house and invading it. See how you like it. He's a petty flagnard, man. And it makes me feel like this entire debacle that we're in right now was started just because Emu was petty about what happened in the past. Because you're absolutely right about that. Petty flagnard. Yeah, that's how it becomes Void Brandon King. Coach Steph just wins the back on the Nuggets. So he like soloed them. He just went absolutely nuts. Sounds like Steph Curry, honestly. Luminosity says, I love that name. I read a comment that said Domi Reversi only works on people in their homelands. Oh, that would be fascinating. Which is why Garling said Emu would be pleased that he found Rock's family, because it would lure Rocks to God Valley. Oh, wow. That would explain a lot, Luminosity. If Domi Reversi only works on people's homelands, that would be a huge strategic point for how we would handle the rest of this war. If that's the case, then I wonder if Domi Reversi can if it has a weakness in a specific place. Maybe even potentially in the Holy Land. Maybe Blackbeard could take. But then again, why would Emu be there if he's weak to it? Regardless, I love the idea of it only being able to work in the homelands. Maybe there's multiple elements of Emu that only works in of Emu's abilities that only work in certain places. It's a very interesting idea, Luminosity. Thank you so much for sharing that. Silvershot says, Recon, why do you think Oda hid Shanks' mom's face but not Blackbeard's mom's face? I've been thinking about that too, Silvershot. I honestly have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea. I think Eris is going to continue to be very important throughout the rest of this flashback, but in regards to Shanks' mom, I genuinely have no idea why she wasn't shown. Unless the face is going to show something important, I have no idea. Then he goes to Lucy, the backup home. That's facts. We definitely need a custom title and thumbnail for this stream. Dude, I forgot to do one for the last stream, man. I need to do for both of them. But definitely for this one. I don't like that idea because then it's of no threat to the Straw Hats. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. So like there wouldn't be a threat for them to get Domi Reversi. I see what you're saying, Akash Banda. Mention Domi Reversi, meaning that it only works in your homeland, is the explanation for why pirates took to the seas. So that way they would rarely be on their homeland. Oh, that being why Roger, knowing the context of that, sent everyone to the seas, because that in of itself would be like a huge thorn on Emu's side. If that's true, that'd be dope. Ah, crap. My streamer loaded. Hold on. Okay. That theory sounds like a Nen ability. Yeah, for real, right? I would assume she looks like a One Piece girl. And Akash made a second guess that she looks like Draws Nami. Nami with red hair. Nami with red hair works for me. Thanks. The first one is versus mostly Japanese prefectures. Our highlight last year was beating China. But I'm hoping that we can do really well in the one just against other countries. That'd be awesome, California Penguin. That would definitely be awesome. But man, being able to beat China is very, very impressive. But man, we're gonna finish the stream here. We're hitting the 3-hour mark. Once again, I appreciate everybody who stopped by today. This was a crazy stream, super fun chapter, unbelievable stuff took place today. Fan fiction stuff took place today. But y'all showed out. I really appreciate y'all so much. Thanks so much for the birthday wishes. That is now a day from now. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning my time, so it'll be tomorrow. But I really do appreciate everybody for stopping by. Next week we'll be back in normal time. And then I'm not sure. Let me actually look at the calendar. So next week, we'll, if it drops on Thursday, we'll be back. The week after as well. And then the week after that is whenever I will be starting this new position. So I will have an update video up by that day, explaining the new schedule on the channel. It's not going to affect the One Piece chapters outside of them being moved to Friday from that point onward. Unless I find that I'm able to also do it on Thursday. Because let's just say, for example, if I get home early enough to be able to do it on Thursday and then be able to get enough rest for the following day, then I'll still do it on Thursdays. But for right now, I'm going to keep it safe and mainly do them on Fridays from that point onward. But for the next couple of chapters, we will still be doing it on Thursdays if chapters do drop on Thursdays. And then we'll be going over to Fridays for a little while. So that is going to be the game plan. But ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for stopping by. All love to everybody once again. Yo, what's up, Liquid Zarif? All love to you. But I truly do appreciate y'all. It was super, super fun. Yo, Super Alatreon, good to see you as well. Yeah, no, I'll love to y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Quack 2, I saw your comment earlier about Kirby Air Riders. I really can't wait for that. Yeah, can't wait for that game. Just when I thought that I couldn't get any more excited, we got that awesome Sakurai Direct. Another one. Can't believe there's no break. Feels like Oda takes a break before the crazy chapters lately. Exactly right. And I truly can't believe we don't have one for this upcoming one. But yeah, I'll love to y'all. Thank you so much for the love. You know, we'll see you, Shard the Dank. I'll love to you, man. Thank you so much to everybody. I will. Look what's there. It's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's my birthday. But since I'm not going to be able to see most of y'all, they're just wishing me happy birthday now. So I really do appreciate it. But yeah, my birthday's tomorrow. But I'll love to everybody here. And thanks so much for stopping by. And I will see y'all as soon as possible for either another video or the next chapter reaction. But until then, y'all have a good one. Get your hockey knot ready for next chapter. My Moo is about to go crazy. That's a good point. That's good. That's a great point. Definitely gotta get the hockey knot ready. Hopefully my internet can handle it. Yeah, yo, they added a story mode. Bro, it looks so good. It looks like it plays wonderfully. The fact that they added all the classic maps back, it's gonna be so much fun, man. I can't wait for it.